Hi everybody, thank you for checking in. Today we will look at how to live a bit more in harmony with ourselves and with the nature. Understanding the fundamentals of what living in resonance with the nature means. My name is Ilo, I'm a team member from Play+B, and I have been practicing and teaching yoga for the past 7 years. I've also been hosting and leading wellness retreats where we talk about mindset work, body work, psychology work, and holistic and integrative nutrition. And I have been, for the last year and a half, studying and getting very interested about what Chinese medicine is all about. And today, one thing that I'm bringing to you is understanding what living in resonance means. So living in resonance is, first of all, understanding that we are cyclical beings, meaning that we move within a cycle, right? We may understand this when we look at the whole aspect of our life, right? When we start an all four and we're weak and we need other people to take care of us, and we have a peak at around 30, 40 years of age where we have the brightest idea, we're all set up in our lives, and then again the cycle starts to come back down and we start back with old age needing more and more of help, support, and so on, becoming a little bit weaker and therefore needing more of the society around us. That's one example. Another example is understanding that we are directly impacted by how nature is impacting us, meaning that we wake up and it's sunny outside, while many of us will have the tendency to get out, seek for that sun, have more energy into getting up, versus when it's raining, then we may have to need a little bit more extra motivation. Another example could be that in winter, you have the need to sleep more than you do in summer, right? So all of these little aspects proves to us that we are in constant resonance with nature. And today I want to bring you something that you can actually use for you, right? Tangible information. And one thing that we can do to bring ourselves closer to this is to respect the seasons. It's simple when said like this, but there's different food that grows at different time and will nourish us differently because of the seasons we're in. The amount of light that is outside, is also an indication of how much sleep, how much rest we should be getting. Which is why in winter you want to sleep longer, because days are much shorter and we're light beings at the end of the day. So not having this light to get out to and to be fed from really invites us to stay more inward, versus the summer when the days are much fuller and we want to be out, we're much more active, we can meet people, be much more social, and want to, most of us really rejoice within the summer, as we've learned a lot to be very external with our beings. But do not misunderstand what I'm saying is we have both sides, right? So the cycle, we come back to the cycle. Something else that we can take in mind is the spectrum of emotion. I know a lot, having studied psychology, positive psychology, that we attached comfort and discomfort to certain emotions, right? And emotions such as sadness, grief, anger are emotions that we can attach to being uncomfortable. And emotions such as joy, happiness, peace are emotions that we can attach to being comfortable with, right? And we have a tendency as a collective to move much more closer towards the emotion that make us feel good, right? On the spectrum that is on the positive side of things. But if we, again, look at this idea of being cyclical beings, then we understand the importance of feeling all of them, because it's not because I don't allow myself to feel it that it is not present, right? The anger, the grief, the sadness, and so on. So these things are meant to be lived, not attached to, because of course then we hold ourselves into immobility in spaces where we can move out from. But in order to benefit from the whole spectrum of emotion is to acknowledge, okay, right now I am feeling a little bit sad. Going through that sadness, letting it go. Okay, right now I'm feeling some emotion that is allowing me to get out, move towards other people. Maybe an emotion such as joy, for example. And again, that's something to allow to be present, to honor, and to live with. But for example, when grief comes, right? It's an emotion that pulls us in. It's an emotion that allows us to also have a process of release of something, of letting go of something. So it's important, right, to be living and allowing this emotion to be felt. So that's some food for thoughts for you to think about, right? Are you attached to being a certain person? Are you attached to being in a certain state? And most probably, I know I am also more identified with being on the more pleasant, comfortable side of the emotions. But I also understood that integrating the other side is as helpful as feeling the comfortable ones. So that was to wrap up on the emotion and how cycles are all around us, and it's important to embrace them through living with the season, through honoring the amount of light that is outside of you, through honoring the foods that you put on your plate, through honoring the emotions that are going through your body, right? And these little things are little aspects that if we notice and we implement from day to day, you can already start to benefit from it, because the resonance that we're experiencing with the outer world is fluid, is harmonious. Thank you for watching. I hope this was some interesting concept for you to ponder on. Please let me know how you feel by listening to all of this, and I look forward to sharing more about with you.